Hey everybody, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about a LitRPG that is a card game based LitRPG. What do I mean by that? It is like the magic of the world is primarily dictated by magical cards. And this is one that I really enjoyed, and it has 2 books currently on Audible. And well, let's go ahead and dive into this. So, what audiobook am I talking about? This audiobook is called A Summoner Awakens. It is by Kerberos and narrated by none other than Jeff Hayes. He is known for a lot of narrations, probably maybe currently at the time of this recording, the most famous one is Dungeon Crawler Carl. He does an amazing job, and some people love it and some people hate it, but I am on the point of loving what Jeff Hayes puts out with him and his team over at Sound Booth Theater. But let's go ahead and get back to A Summoner Awakens. This is an amazing card-based book, LitRPG too, and I just really loved it and enjoyed it. And when I got into the first one, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to dive into the second one. I took my time because I just really wanted to savor it because I didn't know when the next audiobook was going to come out. I'm not really sure if the written next book is out yet, but if it is, it's amazing. But there's no third audiobook yet, so yeah. Let's get into it. So a little bit of a summary of A Summoner Awakens. We meet our main character, Rowan. Rowan is old at this point. He's in his 70s to 80s, I believe. And he is like just kind of hating life because everyone gets an origin card at a certain point in their life. And that'll give them certain abilities. It'll make sure maybe they're high in status, powerful, weak, or in Rowan's case, have a crippling pain shooting through him constantly. And so he's had to go through life just with constant pain, constant agony, mysteries, things that he tries to figure out in his current state. He works for like a government position, and he's just trying to, just do the best that he can and clear floors as fast as possible. And well, at this point in his life, he's just kind of like just trying to help the youngsters out there while he taps along the cobblestone streets with his cane, his kick-ass cane that we'll find out later. But yes, and then out of nowhere, a cry of demons come pouring down from upper floors. So this is kind of like everyone's living in a tower, and there's a floor called the origin floor, which should be the safest, where their most trade is, where most people live. And there was basically an outcry of demons coming and flooding this origin floor, and it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be this chaotic, but it is. And Rowan is caught outside, and he's in a state that he can't really fight in, the age he's at, and the pain he's in. He has a few cards that give it him some of an edge, but mostly he has one specific card that can help him, but he knows he's going to die rather soon. And so he's going to just try to make as much of a stand as he can before he is eventually killed by this horde of corruption that's pouring out from the upper floors. And eventually he does perish, he does get killed, but then his origin card that caused him so much pain, anguish, has certain conditions met that he never really understood or just really didn't understand, and it was just a mystery to him throughout most of his life, or practically his whole life. And when he met the condition after he passed and was killed, he all of a sudden was given rewards, bonuses, and an evaluation of his life. And then we find him in his classroom way back. I think it's like he's back to being 18 just before he's going to start his ascent in the tower. And he's kind of freaking out because he's like, I was just sitting back in time. How is this possible? I need to regroup. But as of right now, he just got shoved into a classroom where he's trying to figure out, and not freak out and cause a scene. But his origin card basically sends him back in time. And now he is bent on preventing that destruction of all those lives and all those people that he knows and all of the death that is going to kind of happen. in the future. So now he is using his wealth, his ability, his knowledge of the future to better humanity and keep the people safe and do what he can for others, use his cards. And he even gets some new cards that will help him in this new adventure that he's set upon after he is killed by that demon horde. So it's very interesting, and that's a bit of the summary of the beginning of where we find Rowan and all the kind of crazy adventures he's going to be start going into, and how he needs to bolster up everybody, whether they're noble or not, to go ahead and be able to fight this crisis that is going to come. So kind of an intense start, but one that was really kind of cool and interesting to get a hold of. But yeah, so I really like this. There's a lot of cool cards. It's basically, the card system is, as you have a card and you put in your deck box, you will be able to get special abilities. And even the most rarest cards are summons, because summons are basically another person that makes your party stronger or you less susceptible to monsters and being outnumbered by monsters. Those are like the big money cards in this series. Summons is just like, everyone wants a summons. Everyone wants a horde of summons at their beck and call. And it's pretty interesting because another thing about the card system is there are these crystals, these shards that you can go ahead and upgrade cards that you have and make your cards stronger and make a more synergistic deck and build that will kind of match what you want to do and how you want to grow with just throughout your life. So it's very cool, very interesting. I think it's the word for those crystals is just essence. And you can throw that all into cards and just upgrade your deck and make yourself stronger and continue to go up floors to gain power and wealth. And there's as far as you go up the floors, you can go back to the origin floor on certain floors. But yeah, that's a little bit of kind of what's going on in this series as A Summoner Awakens and a little bit of the summary. I will link the first audiobook in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and read the author's summary for the first book and get a little bit of a taste of Jeff Hayes' narration through the sample through Audible. I highly recommend you do your own research, as if you listen to this video, and if this is something that you really want to get into. Because all of these videos that I do about recommendations for audiobooks and things that I like is mainly the ones that I really enjoy and would highly recommend. But again, I want you, or maybe tell you not to do it, and reasons not to go after this one, because it might be something that you won't really enjoy. But yeah. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and jump into some of the pros and cons, because I want to go ahead and again tell you if this is a book that you might really enjoy or you might just not, and you want to move along. So let's go ahead and get into those pros. So for the first, I've have listened to the first two books. There's not a third book on Audible. I don't know when it will be at the time of this recording, but I'm excited for when it comes. There's more than enough audiobooks to get through at this time, and just prolific authors that seem like they're just pumping out a new audiobook or new book and then getting it recorded by a narrator and just sending out. So I'm willing to wait. But some of the pros for this is, again, I really liked the card-based system. It was really cool, really awesome, and I really enjoyed them. And sometimes other card-based LitRPGs have, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like unknown. But this one is just, I don't know, I like how you can pay to upgrade your cards and go into the wild and scavenge, use your cards' abilities and get stronger and kind of have that, building your deck better and better and better, which is, I think, pretty cool. Another thing I really like is it's really great writing. You get really immersed throughout this story, and you're just really paying attention to how Rowan is using this information as he's gotten sent back in time, and some of the new cards that he gets, and how his life is just so vastly different from his previous one, and how he's using his information to change things. Now, that doesn't come without consequences and different variables that he doesn't catch. but it's interesting to see how he reacts to it, because again, he's an 18-year-old in a 70 to 80-year-old's body, or 80-year-old's mind, an 18-year-old's body. So it's just really cool to see him interact with the things that is put in front of him in this new life. So yeah, really enjoyed the writing. I really thought it was great and immersive, and something that just makes you're so listening and so intent on the story that all of a sudden you hear the end credits and you're like, what? I want more. This isn't fair. Let me know more about this story. And I just want more. But, got to give an author their time to make a great story and put it out there for everyone to really enjoy and listen. Next is great narrating. If you know anything about Jeff Hayes and have listened to any books that he has narrated, he does a great job. And I really enjoy his narrations. Chrysalis series, Dungeon Crawler, Carl, some other series that I've not mentioned, but Mimic and Me. It's just, he does a fantastic job, and I really enjoy his narrating talents. So if you know of Jeff Hayes, or if you're unfamiliar, again, go to that link in the description in the, below to go ahead and listen to it on Audible and get a feel on his narrating prowess. So yeah, that's just something I just really enjoy. I've heard it once that people said they would listen to him read out of a dictionary, just from front cover to back cover, and just listen to his voice. I don't know about reading a dictionary. I'm just, I really enjoy what he's doing right now. So yeah, but he does a great job with his narrating and his putting forth to the immersion experience that you get in A Summoner Awakens. So yeah, that's just a bonus. Next is, I already talked about the writing, but just the universe that you're pulled into, how immersive it is, and how you just get sucked in, and you want to know more about not just what Rowan's doing, but what others are doing, and what other characters, what other cards will happen, what are these other associations, these other institutes that are kind of like shadow government type things, and kind of a little bit of a shady church and a shady organization. You're just trying to figure out, like, okay, well, who's trying to just get the better hand, and what is their end goal? And Rowan is figuring out some things, some secrets, especially from nobles and those that want just more power and greed. And he's frustrated because he came from a time where if people just shared their information, gave people the power to defend themselves or defend others, that maybe the calamity that he eventually dealt with won't come about. But yeah, that's things he just gets very frustrated about, and has to just dodge around because no one wants to give up power. No one wants to give up nice cards, especially if they know you have nice cards. And he just gets he becomes a target because of his capacity or his ability to get more summons, and a lot of summons. So has to be careful with his talents and his expertise and experience, so he can't show that to everybody. So he's got to make contracts with people so they can't tell him. But yeah, it's a very immersive universe, and I just really enjoyed it and can't wait. And every time I see, any news on it, I get really excited because I just really like the story and the universe. There are a lot of LitRPGs that I just kind of just dive into. And I just find out that I'm like all the way through this series, or just absorbing audiobook after audiobook, and it's just a great story. You should leave a comment below to see, just tell me what kind of audiobook that just has gotten this, what story has gotten you just constantly going from one to, the most recent release, because I have so many audiobooks that I just have just eaten, and I was like, whoa. That was a really good story. I'm just gonna slow down there for a sec. But yeah. So let's move into some of the cons that I have. Some things that I would say, I really enjoyed this series, so I'm pretty biased, and I would recommend it. But these are some things that I thought that might be, hey, if you don't like this, then you probably won't like this audiobook, and save yourself time and go find something else. First, let's go with Jeff Hayes. If you don't like Jeff Hayes' narrations, you're not going to like this story. And again, I don't know how you could not like Jeff Hayes' narrating, but hey, to each their own. Next, let's see. The some people might not like the deep immersion, the mystery of the story, and just trying to figure out what's going on. And it's not that bad. It's just some people just might not like that. Again, I really enjoy the kind of the mystery and figuring out the puzzles that are presented to you throughout the story, and you can kind of make your own, well, what if this and what if that type of scenarios. But yeah, that's maybe some people don't like the mystery of it, of the deep immersion story, so that could be something that you might not like. Next, let's go ahead and see my nifty notebook with all my thoughts. Let's see. If you are someone that is not looking for an audiobook right now with a world-ending crisis, like I was telling you, that eventually sent our main character Rowan back in time because he died from a huge calamity, and now he's trying to fight this huge calamity, and you're just kind of like, nope, I just want a slice of life LitRPG. Just give me that Halog Jobson and some fishing, and just need some heretical fishing right now, and I don't need any like life-ending crises books. So if you're not wanting a huge massive world-ending crisis, you can skip this book because it has that, and I find it very interesting because again, being shot back into time to try to fight that, it'll be interesting to see how he kind of sets that up, and maybe even totally just diverts that whole crisis. But yeah, that's just me. And the last thing that the last two things that I would say is, if you are someone that just doesn't like card-based lit RPGs, if that's something that you don't enjoy, then I don't know how you would enjoy this one. So I would say go get yourself a different book that doesn't have a magical card-based lit RPG experience. And last but not least, the first two books are shorter, not saying like by any means that they aren't great. I just know that sometimes, I think the first book is like 9 hours, and the second book is around that same time. So they're shorter stories. So if you're looking for something longer right now, something with 10 plus hours, then go ahead and find something different. I still think this is a book that you should go and check out, but if you're just needing something, a longer series, a longer book, then this might not be the one for you. I know sometimes for myself, I see 9-8 hours. I'm like, oh man, I can finish that in a couple days, and while listening to it, and I'm not trying to discredit how much there is, because not everyone can put down a book or write a book that's like 10-20 hours of content that you're trying to get through, and that's just amazing at the same time. But yeah, some people just don't like the shorter stories, which I just wanted to throw out there, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was worth it to just have a short story. Sometimes I really do enjoy that. Sometimes I have audiobooks like, say, the Wandering End series that is like 36 hours. I'm like, okay, this story's a roller coaster, and I would like to get off the ride now. Oh, I still have 15 hours left? Okay, I'm just going to keep going on that way. But yeah, so I just really enjoy this story, and those are some of the cons that I came up with that I thought maybe people should know about. Maybe it is something that would keep you away from the story, and sometimes, or it might not be at all. So that's my whole recommendation, whole thought process on A Summoner's Awakening. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you possibly find a new series to get into. I really, as you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I like playing board games, and I really like deck building games. And when someone put deck building game with a lit RPG and Magic, I was just like, yes, I want more of this. I'm kind of addicted. Some of the other audiobooks, lit RPG audiobooks that I'm addicted is All the Skills, the Card Bearer one. There's just a lot of them, and it's awesome, and to see them keep growing and have more and more people There's probably ones that I have not even gotten into yet. I have a lot of audiobooks to get into, but yeah, there's a lot of cool ones that have card-based magic in there, and so this is just another one that I would recommend you look into. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let you go and just enjoy your readings and listenings. So without further ado, toodles!